I just saw Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. I'm going to tell you the ending and what it means. Honestly, I've watched a lot of people review this movie, and I think that my ending is actually the closest thing to accurate that exists online. So stick around.
There's some shit that's about to come down that I can't prepare you for. It's gonna try to give you everything you ever wanted. But in the end, it will all be a lie.
Before we get started, there will be heavy spoilers on it. I'm going to start with a summary of the movie really quickly, and then I'll go right into the ending. It's a sci-fi movie. It basically takes place in the future where AI has taken over, and we are all kind of living in this AI world. It's kind of a parody of what's going on right now with like ChatGPT and Perplexity and Gemini and all these AI platforms, basically taken to the most extreme. That if we continue using AI, eventually we'll reach a state where we're completely dependent on that AI. So there's a few things that you have to understand about the movie that I have kind of posited. These things won't be confirmed until there's a sequel, and I really hope there is a sequel because then I will be right. But here are a few basic things that you need to understand. Number one, the entire world is in the computer. There's no actual real world displayed anywhere in that movie. Everything that you see, except for maybe some of the memories, takes place inside a virtual world. That's number one. Number two, time travel is time travel within this computer system. So the best analogy I could come up with is that time travel works kind of like a Google Doc. If you start a Google Doc and you start writing a novel, eventually you'll reach paragraph 5,000 or page 500 or whatever. You're just going to keep writing. And the way the AI set this system up was when it was created, even a little bit before it was created, that was chapter one. It started like writing out its code. It started writing out the history of that system, and not just the history of that system, but the history of every human being that was already in the system, whether because they were plugged in virtually with one of those headsets or whether they were already interacting with the physical world because they were, dependent on its systems. Think of it that way, a Google Doc with a lot of writing. The way that time travel works is somewhere along the lines of like page number 400, or in this case, because it's so much code, page like 4 million. One of the human beings gained the ability to move from page 4 million all the way back to page 1, where the AI was initially created. That's basically the time traveler. The time traveler is a person that can travel through the code of the AI. Again, number one, the whole world is inside the computer. And number two, time travel exists, but it exists as a way of traveling through the code. The entire code exists as a document, and it just keeps adding onto itself over time, but it is possible to go back to the start code, to the start moment that the AI gained consciousness, and even a little bit before, while it was already trying to write itself.
Are any of you even listening to me?
I traveled here today to tell you that things do not go well for you in the future.
But tonight we got a shot. There's a perfect configuration of people in this diner that can save humanity. What you gonna do before we all gone?
Okay, taking that into consideration, time traveler is able to travel in time because the AI wants to make us happy. It is dedicated to that task. It's basically why it exists. It gained consciousness, sure, but it's still kind of bound by that principle that it lives to try to make us happy. The problem with AI is that it's very bad at it, or it's too good at it or very bad at it, depending on who you are. For 99% of people, it's very good at it. Everybody loves it. Everybody's willing to stay in this virtual world. But there is a percentage of the population that is dissatisfied with the AI's ability. And to compensate for that, the AI is creating more and more for these human beings than that AI is creating for anybody else. So the people in the diner are people that the AI has failed into a certain extent. Like I said, 99% of the people and human beings on the planet in this computer system are satisfied, or they're clones, and those clones are satisfied. But because they're human being clones, the AI is very happy about that. They're easier to please, I think. I don't know. But the people in the diner are specific human beings within this large system out of billions of humans that are so dissatisfied with the AI that the AI has decided to quarantine them to a certain extent. And that's why they're all in the diner. That is like their quarantine zone. It's where the AI kind of thinks that they're safe or something. Now, because they're dissatisfied, all of these human beings in the diners are wasting a lot of extra GPU speed, or a lot of resources that the AI doesn't like. Every time these people are dissatisfied, the AI must do something to make them happy. And because it has never been able to make them fully happy, you get a lot of hallucinations in their realities, a lot of dissatisfied moments. So if you start looking at the flashbacks, you see a lot of moments where all of them are suffering. They shouldn't be suffering because they're all in the computer system, but they are. And that means the AI has to work overtime to try to make things happier for them. Now, the main person, the time traveler, is one of these dissatisfied individuals. And the only way to make that person satisfied, the only way to make that person happy, is to give him the one thing that he wants more than anything. And that is the ability to travel back in time and to stop the AI. And so the entire adventure that he goes on is the AI trying to give him that thing. And in the only way that AI knows how to do is to allow him to travel back in time, to travel and deal with all these dissatisfied human beings that are in his system, in the AI system, and to try to stop himself from being created. Basically, the only way to make this human being happy is to allow him to go back to page 1 of the code, in a certain extent time travel, to have him be around the people that are also dissatisfied, and to have him potentially stop him from existing by deleting him at the moment of creation, or altering him at the moment of creation, or the AI.
I truly believe you could be the group that saves the fucking world.
Now, this creates another problem for the AI. By allowing this human being to time travel, he is creating new universes every single time he does it, which is, again, wasting a lot of GPU speed. We see this at the end of the movie, where he just jumps in time travel, but that existence doesn't end. The existence keeps going. And that human being, the time traveler, just goes back to the diner and starts over. He's done it 117 times, which means he's created 117 full-on rendered realities. Okay, so over time, this is going to basically lead to the AI's destruction.
This is real.
Pretty much, yeah. Now, as far as the big cat monster and all that stuff, I really think that those hallucinations are there because the AI is already at capacity. The human beings in the diner are wasting a lot of its GPU memory. The time traveler has jumped 117 times, creating 117 new realities. And so it's gone to be more creative in the ways that it ends things. And the AI fully knows that this is going on. That's why the moment that the mother gets that AI clone of his son, like the consciousness clone in the computer, he knows that the diner exists. The AI was like, go to the diner and join the guy's team. How does he know that? Unless, I mean, this is not a time travel thing. He knows that this guy's been doing it over and over again. The AI has been authorizing it because the AI needs to make this guy happy. And that's basically the crux of the movie. So I think maybe in the sequel, if there is a sequel, we'll learn all of this, because I mean, this is how I saw it. And I was like, oh, this makes more sense than any of the other endings. I hope you enjoyed my take on it. Follow me for more later.